right.
We're good. All right, we're good. We're all good.
We got this.
Okay.
Pinging everybody.
So the stream is now technically live. I see it. Yep, we're live on YouTube. I better mute that. Otherwise, you're going to hear me multiple times.
That sounds good.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Good, right?
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Ooh.
But there we go. Yeah, we are. All right, so we are live on YouTube, Twitch, and I presume Facebook. I'm going to have to figure out how Facebook Live. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how Facebook Live works. It's really terrible. But I presume we're live on Facebook. Just not seeing us live. But okay, so here's how it's gonna work. Lilu says yes. We are live on Facebook.
There we go. There's the Twitch notification.
I'm just not seeing it. I've never had good luck with finding live streams on Facebook. It's the way they do it. Anyways, this is not. So, hello everybody. So we are live. We'll go ahead and starting here as people are continuing to pile in. Did we get the announcement out? It looks like.
Yep.
So this is the season 5 moderator Q&A. We are currently live in the Echo Arena VRML Discord server in stage 1. If you're watching on the stream, you can find us. You go into the server and scroll all the way to the top. We're all the way up at the top there. Yeah, we're live on also YouTube, the Echo Arena Master League YouTube channel as well. We are live on the VR Master League Twitch channel. A bunch of people popping in there. A bunch of first-time chatters as well. And we are live on Facebook, but I'm going to have to get that one figured out because I want to be able to pull questions. So
in League Talk.
And apparently that is in League Talk. So if you have questions, and if you're watching, if you're in the Discord itself, and you have questions here, go ahead and you can use basically any of the chats. The League Talk chat in the Discord, the YouTube chat, the Twitch chat, the Facebook chat, although we're going to have to get the Facebook chat figured out. There's a link to it there. Yeah, I still cannot get that working. So I don't know how to get, I don't know how to work Facebook. I just really don't. So, yeah. So if you have questions, once we get to the question portion, we're going to have some presentations before then. So once we open the floor to questions, that's where we'll pop them in, and I'll read them out to the moderators, and they'll, even though I say that like I'm not a moderator as well, but you know what I mean. Lilu gave me, there's another link there. Is that one going to work? Looks like, yeah, okay, I got the chat. All right, now we have Facebook chat. Thank you, Lilu. You're amazing. You're a lifesaver on that. So, yeah, once we get to that portion, to start off, we'll start with introductions. Obviously, this is the part of the Echo Arena VRML moderators team. I am Sir Dimwee, Monsieur Dimwee, casting for several years alongside Palador here in VRML, and moderator as of season 3, and then not in season 4, but now again in season 5, although in a much more limited capacity than before. With me today is a whole bunch of amazing people, starting with Aeronite. What's up, Aeronite?
Morning.
And tell the people about yourself.
Hi, I'm Aeronite. Been playing Echo for a few years now. Mod in VRML for a little bit over a year. Do organizer stuff. I don't know. My main focus is trying to make the league grow as much as possible. That's what I'm here for.
All right, and also with us is Zeus, who can speak. What's up, Zeus? Tell the people about yourself.
How's it going? I'm Zeus. You might know me from my campaign to become a mod, which was completely successful. And I'm excited for season 5.
And of course, next to Zeus is It's Me, Ollie, and that's not me, that's him. He is Ollie. What's up, Ollie? Tell the people. Say hi.
Hello, guys. I'm Ollie, and of course, you might know me as Best Caster EU, but I'm a league mod now. Caster since season 3 and player since season 2, and I've been playing since season 2.
And of course, down below me here, at least on my screen, Psychaotic in pink. What's up, Psycha?
Hiya, I'm Psycha. I didn't mean to rhyme. I'm a league governor, so I oversee all of VRML's games, but Echo Arena is my home game. That's where I got my start, and I've been playing for about a year. I've been a mod since season 4, and I'm super excited to be here.
And also next to Psycha, Nolan FK. What's up, man?
Hello, everyone. I'm Nolan FK. I've been a lead mod for Echo Arena, and I have been modding since season 4.
And last but certainly not least, TGI Torquemada, or otherwise known as just Torque. What's up, Torque? Let the people know how you feel about them.
What's going on, Dimwee? Yeah, I'm Torque or Torquemada. I am the greatest bronze player in the league. I've been a mod lead since season 4, and I am definitely the mod lead that nobody likes, and I'm good with that.
So so just a reminder, as more people are piling in, once again, we are doing this from the Echo Arena VRML Discord server. So if you want to listen in live there, that's we're in stage 1, right at the top of the channel selection. If you have questions or any feedback, you can. We're watching the League Talk channel in that server. Also, we're live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, and you can ask questions in those channels as well. I'm monitoring them in some capacities. So I'll be kind of sweeping between them. So I probably likely won't catch your questions immediately, but we already have one from Fairy Teeth on the backlog. So like as I'm picking them up as I see them. So go ahead and send them out now if you really want to. Although I would say it's probably best to wait to hold them until we get to that the Q&A question, the Q&A section. Excuse me. So to start, we've got a whole bunch of presentations on rule changes and stuff like that. So we're going to go down this list, this awesome list that Aeronite made that you guys cannot see, but we can, because that's how access works. Starting with Saika, she's got a few things, captain's guide, badge requirements, and activity stuff. Saika, go ahead.
Sure. So I'm putting a link right now in Ask Here. If you've been keeping up with our announcements leading into the season, you already know what this link is. It is the captain's guide that I and a couple other moderators wrote. And this is really, really important for captains and co-captains, but also any player should really read this because it's a good set of cheat sheets for everything. So we get a lot of tickets about the same issues. So-and-so did this in this match and, we didn't know how to handle it, and this is how we handle it. And we're like, should have handled it a little bit differently. This has a cheat sheet for how to handle the most common violations in games. It's got a list of the most important rules to memorize because we know that list of rules is long and, you can't memorize all of them, but that's got the most important ones to memorize. Some tips and tricks for scheduling. If you're your team's scheduler, you'll find that useful. Navigating the website, which is good for new players. A pre-match checklist, also good for new players. And then if you're being casted for the first time, it's got a cheat sheet for what to do. So I highly recommend you read this. We didn't write it for our own health. I promise it's useful. Just give it a peek. It's a really good companion to everything that you can find in the Discord and in the rules. Really can't recommend it enough. And then my next topic that I'm covering is the badge requirements. So, as you guys know, or if you played last season, you had to play 10 games or be a league sub for at least one round in 10 games. Same set of requirements going into this into the season, except it's 12 games. So you either have to be rostered for 12 games, not necessarily playing them, but be on a team roster, or you have to play one round as a league sub in 12 different games to get your badge at the end of the season. Yes, we know badges are still a little screwy from last season. We're getting there. I promise. As soon as there's an update, you guys will know about it. There's no need to keep opening tickets about it.
Do forfeits count?
Forfeits do not count. Thank you. If you have to forfeit a match either because of rules violations or you forfeit because you never scheduled it, that is not going to count towards your badge requirement. So you can't just forfeit 12 matches in a row and think you're going to get the nice pretty tag. You won't get it. And moving on from that, we have deactivated all teams. We do this every season because we want to make sure that the teams who reactivate are actually active and are going to be participating in matches, because nobody wants to get matched against a team that actually isn't playing the season anymore. So make sure you remind your captain, once, twice, 3 times, go onto the website, check to make sure you're active before Monday, or you won't get matches and you will be sad.
Just to kind of ride that point home a little bit, if you go onto the VRML website, like the Echo Arena portion, just like you're looking at matches or whatever, and you go to, there's a statistics tab. I think it's an extra and then statistics, something like that. Someone correct me if I'm wrong about the specifics, but if you go there, you can look at statistics, like how many teams were active every week of every season since preseason. And in every week except for preseason, in every single season since then, there is a 10% jump in the number of active teams from week 1 to week 2, because 10% of teams every season do not set themselves active in that first week and do not get matches in their first week. That is a lot of, when there's 40, that's 40 teams. 40 teams are going to miss their matches in the first week of the season at least. don't be one of them.
Absolutely. Don't be one of them. And this season, this is new. We did this for league subs as well because, as if you monitored the league subs channel at all last season, people were pinging people that don't necessarily play as a league sub anymore, and nobody wants to do that. So we cleared out the league subs list. And if you're playing as a league sub, you need to re-register. And that way, again, same principle as with the teams. Anybody on that sub list is actually active, and they're willing to play matches. Yeah. That's all I've got. Please, please, please reactivate. We don't want you to miss your matches. Nobody wants to miss week 1.
All right, and now, so thank you very much, Psychotic, one of our league governors. If you see Psych out there, say thank you, because the work our governors do is, there's a reason I've not applied. So we're going to move on now. Torque Mata, you've got some notes on AP changes this season, Season 5.
Oh yeah, and again, I get to be the most unpopular mod talking about AP. So everybody knows we introduced the AP system in Season 4. AP stands for accumulated points. These are bad. When you do things wrong and break the rules, you get AP for it. Well, as we already had an announcement, we had some issues with a couple of thresholds during Season 4, and we adjusted those mid-season, and that caused a lot of heartache. We're not doing that anymore. Going forward, all the AP adjustments will be made during the off season. So the standards that are published now, that's what Season 5 is going to be under. And there are a couple of really important new ones that we've added in for Season 5. One of the big ones, and I know I think Dimwee or someone else is going to go over to a little bit, there's AP now. If you're taking too long on a casted match to get it started, you're going to get AP for that. All right. So you got to start thinking about things like that. We've reduced the AP for illegal subs. We did that mid-season last season. We've added in AP penalties for master teams that are abusing forfeits. We've added in late getting casters into matches. So we've also, one of the big changes we made for the league subs and for everybody else, but particularly we didn't cover this with league subs before. If you are supposed to play a match and you're scheduled and you no-show with less than 4 hours notice, you're going to get AP for that. All right. The way we do our scheduling only works if everybody's communicating and everybody's committing to something and being held up to that commitment. So that AP is going to start in effect starting next week. So make sure if you tell somebody you're going to be there to play a game, be there to play a game.
All right. Thank you, Torque Mata. And now to a much more desirable section of the presentation. Arrow's got us with the season format, the fun stuff.
All right. So if you remember from Season 4 was a 2-cycle season where you had 2 sets of matches with some tournaments in the middle. Season 5 is going to be a 3-cycle season. So the first matches will be generated on Monday, January 24th. That's 4 days from now. And before that, we have the qualifiers that Ollie will be talking about. But Cycle 1 will be 4 weeks long, and then there will be a week off, and then we'll have 1 week where we play both the Challenger Cup, where the top Diamond teams get to compete with the bottom Master teams to see who gets to be in Master for the next cycle, and the Elite Cup, where we get to see the top Master teams play each other for hopefully some cycle prizes. So that means that as of last season, you were seeing the top 2 teams play each other about once every 6 weeks. You'll now be seeing that top level matchup twice every 4 weeks. And then that whole system will repeat for the second cycle, where we'll get another 4 weeks of matches, a week off, and then that weekend of tournaments with the Challenger Cup and the Elite Cup. And then that last cycle, instead of having the Elite Cup, we'll just have a Challenger Cup that will take us into season finals. So it's going to be a total of 12 weeks of regular season play for ladder teams, and master teams will also have 12 weeks, but master teams will have a little bit of a different schedule. They, on week 1, will actually be given 3 matches instead of 2, and one of those matches will be assigned to them as a quote flex match, and they will need to schedule that flex match anytime throughout the cycle. So they'll have 4 weeks to play that one match, and then they will still be regularly assigned their 2 matches throughout those every week throughout those 4 weeks. So it'll be master teams will have 9 matches a cycle, and then the ladder teams will get 8 matches per cycle for a total of 24 regularly scheduled games for ladder, 27 for master, and you can supplement that with challenge matches as you want if you are on the ladder. So that's the basic format for this season.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Arrow. We are burning through these, which is awesome. We're going to get these done in under 30. So next, season start date, qualifier info. It's me, Ollie. Also, there's some questions about this. The first Challenger Cup. I'll pull up the calendar in the league talk chat there for those asking about those dates. But go ahead, Ollie.
So basically, coming up this weekend is the Master Qualifiers, as you all should maybe know. And basically what this is just refreshing the Master with teams that should be in Master. And what it is just 16 teams from both NA and EU compete to, get Master, I guess. And it's spread across 3 days this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. NA is Friday and Sunday, and Saturday is EU is just Saturday and Sunday. And it'll be for Friday. For NA, it'll be starting at 9 EST, and it'll be 2 rounds. By the way, the whole thing is 5 rounds, and it's a Swiss format. So that the 8 teams who get 3 wins out of the 5 matches will go through to Master. And so yeah, Friday is 9 EST starts, and there'll be 2 rounds casted. I don't think the casting schedules have been quite sorted yet, but I'm sure you guys will know about that soon. Saturday, EU will start at 12 EST, and that'll be 3 other rounds. 3 rounds, not sure how many are casted again. And Sunday, EU will start at 12 EST again, and NA will be starting at 6 EST, and I think that's pretty much it. And of course, season start date is starting right after the qualifiers on Monday. So yeah.
All right, thank you, Ollie, and then I've just so I've got a few to do here. Then we'll go to Zeus. This is the last one. Then we'll be moving on to the Q&A. So, what are you guys calling this new rule? Psycho, you had you called it something a minute ago. The 8.2, the 8.2, 11.5, the one about AP.
Oh, the make them we happy rule.
The make them we happy rule, they call it. So yeah, 8.2 is basically to make sure you're talking to teams before you start. Before your game time, get everything situated, get your server figured out, and all that before the game time. Because 11.5, there's now only a 5-minute grace point. What do you call it? Grace window? Grace period?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Grace period.
Grace period.
Yeah.
After that, every 5 minutes after that, once you hit 6 minutes, and then every 5 minutes after that, your team captain is going to be accruing AP for delaying. These are specifically for casting games, for delaying the casting games, because that has become kind of a thing, particularly in NA. One thing we've noticed, I've noticed anyways, is particularly if you look at like the weekend tournaments, Europe tends to get those their rounds done in 45 minutes or less, whereas North America tends to extend their rounds to an hour or longer, and it's usually because of server issues. So there's a lot of changes. There's some changes to the way servers are getting all that stuff done, but basically get everything figured out beforehand. Don't be late, particularly if your game is going to be casted, because we want to make sure, because the other big thing is the way we schedule games. If you're not aware, sometimes we'll pick a few games back to back, 30 minutes apart, and if you're 5 minutes late to your game, you have just guaranteed the next game is going to be 5 minutes late if your game is close. If you go 3 rounds, you've just guaranteed the next game is going to be late, which is something we try very hard not to do, and we try to make teams aware of that when they're being casted in those blocks, but now codified in the rules. So thank you for that. Also, I saw Newton Dad called it the make the casters happy rule, because I'm certainly not the only caster who's had some words about that. But yes, finally, go ahead. Sorry.
Then I was just going to jump in. We could also call it the make the captains unhappy rule, because then we're saying that the captains get AP, but for every 5 minutes, the captain's going to get 5 AP. So if you're 15 minutes late, that's a 1-week suspension for your captain. So keep that in
Are you
mind.
just the Grinch today?
I'm the Grinch. You know what?
That's all right. We gotta have it.
Casters happy, make the captains unhappy.
When is he?
Torquemid is me when I'm not on the microphone.
There you go.
Right. Also, hello, Ryan. Thanks for joining us. We don't obviously Ryan doesn't have any assigned presentation or anything here, but Ryan is one of our chat moderators. He's also on the famed Ignite roster there. But also famed, of course, Zeus, the one and only. Not Zeus anymore. Zeus with how Monday works. Zeus, go ahead.
Thanks for the introduction. I wish my topic was a little more interesting, but I'm just going to run through basically how your week will go in Season 5. We try to release matches around noonish every Monday. And I say noonish because historically they do run a little bit late, and everyone asking about it does not make it go faster, even if you thought it does. Then next we have, after that, after you get your matches, you're going to want to reach out to your opposing team's captains as fast as possible, we suggest. We'd prefer if you could all try to reach out with your team's full availability, because it makes scheduling much easier for you guys, and if a problem comes up, it makes it easier for us to help you. Just makes everyone's lives easier. Then going through the week, you have till Friday to play your matches and get them scheduled, and then you Friday to get your matches scheduled. You can play them all the way up to the end of the week, and then you must have the scores in by next Monday. So yeah, that's pretty much everything.
All right. So thank you everybody for your presentations. Now we're going to move on. 28 minutes in. That's all. Actually, it only took us about 18 minutes. I think we started like 10 minutes late. Also, if you're DMing me right now, I'm not going to be able to check it. I have way too many windows open already, and I have too many chats to follow. We actually already have a few questions. Some, I don't know if they were asked in earnest, but I feel like answering them earnestly may benefit some. As Newton Dad just awarded me with 10 AP, I am bad. As Fairy Teeth asked, how would you earn AP, and is it good or bad? So first I can answer, is it good or bad? It is bad. It is certainly a bad thing, but Torquemada, if you just want to cover that very basically, how do you earn AP? It's basically just by doing something bad, right? Breaking the rules?
Yeah, I don't want to make it as simple as breaking the rules, but essentially, yes, it's as breaking the rules. But you're not going to get AP just on a whim.
Yep.
The moderation team, we don't act without somebody opening a ticket or some evidence being presented that tells us that some rule was broken. We investigate it, we determine if a rule was broken, and then we go by the book. We have a spreadsheet that's made public. These are the values associated with the offenses. So the worse the rule is that you break, the more AP that you're going to get. If you have an inappropriate team name, you're only going to get 2 AP for the first offense. Okay. If you do a code of conduct breach, you're going to get 16 right off the bat, and that's a 3-week suspension, first shot. So don't break the rules, have a good time, and everybody's happy.
Yep. If you type in !AP into the Discord, you can pull out the AP announcement with the sheet attached to it.
That sheet that it's going to pull up is slightly outdated. It doesn't have the Season 5 rule changes on that. Thank you for reminding me. Bad gov. I'll get on that as soon as this meeting's over.
No worries, it's fine.
Now, over in Twitch, this first, a really important question from Superbuddy. Can y'all just let us in Master just bypass qualities, please?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Next,
Vetoed.
Smooth Riding, I think, was actually an important question. This one, I hadn't seen it asked anywhere else. And this one also from Twitch. Again, I am watching Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook chats. If you're watching from any of those platforms, you have questions, go ahead and ask them. We will get them asked on the air. I know Aeronite was responding to Smooth in the chat, but I would also like to get these answers out there. So Aeronite, if you want to respond here, what's the deal with the interviews? We're required to, or we get AP. Basically, a new rule. There is some sort of, what do we call it? Compulsory requirements sometimes here and there on some creator stuff, right, Arrow?
Yeah, so if your team is qualified for a Challenger Cup or you're in Master Tier, to a reasonable level, you will be expected to engage with the creator team at their reasonable request. So like you're not going to be like told, hey, you have an interview in 10 minutes, get your entire team online, or you're going to be suspended for 3 weeks. It's nothing like that. It'll be more like you're given at least a few days, preferably more than a week notice, to get a few members on to talk with creators and get an interview going. Because when it comes down to it, the league really needs to grow, and engagement with top level teams can really help that out. So we're requiring that so that we can make quality content and promote both your team and your team's brand and the league at once. So it's not going to be anything crazy. You'll always have a good amount of notice, and if an individual member of your team ever wants to not be on stream or not be in the interview, that's completely fine. This is a team by team basis, so we need reasonable participation from your team to engage with the creator team and nothing more. So it's nothing crazy. Just be aware that if you're asked to do some interviews, you need to get some people and do that interview because it is required now.
All right, thank you, Arrow Knight. And yeah, that's something It's probably it probably won't even come up very often because most teams have been very cooperative and we haven't needed to push very much to get a lot of that good content out there. It's just something to codify in the rules just in case because we're trying to push into the future here and we want to make sure that we can promote what we're doing. We can promote VRML. So. A lot of awesome questions. Twitch actually got really active once I said we were watching Twitch chat for questions there. But I will get this one from Ender in the Discord from earlier on. And I'll throw this one at you, Psych, because you were on this topic. And maybe you don't. I know there's not really a good answer, but just so we settle the question here so no one else is asking it, why are medals from VRML Season 4 still not in the game?
So technically they're in the game. There's this fun little bug that Rad is working on where they're not appearing. So like they're in your inventory, they're just not showing up. We are working on it, Ender. I can understand why you want your medal. Again, as soon as we have an update on that, we will get them out to you guys. I'm sorry for the delay. I wish I could help. I wish I could do something, but it's out of our hands right now. While I'm doing that, while I'm on that, we've had some people take it upon themselves to open tickets with Oculus and with Rad. Please stop. They're aware of the issue. I promise you they're aware. You don't need to keep bothering them about that as well.
So don't bug Rad. Don't bug Rad. Not for if VRML players are bugging people, it reflects poorly on VRML, not just the VRML players. So don't bug Rad. So moving on, Twitch. From Twitch, we've got Southern Sniper asked have teams for qualifiers been chosen? Then yes, right. Teams for the qualifiers have been chosen and informed, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Simple enough. Okay. Another crazed Pichu in Twitch also asked, can a team play without their captain present? And the answer to that is yes, obviously, as long as you have a minimum of 3 players from your roster, you can play that game. I believe it was it you, Saika, who suggested having somebody kind of act as captain just in case there's an issue, right? But otherwise, your captain does not have to be present, right, Saika?
Correct. Yeah, you don't need your actual captain in game. If you don't have I highly recommend having a co-captain so that if your co-captain's in game, they can handle it. If you're neither your captain or your co-captain are in game, choose somebody to be your team representative if you need to handle issues with the other team. That's just good practice.
And
just to be clear, Psych, simply because the captain's not there does not alleviate him from his responsibility as the captain, right?
Yes, which is why we recommend making somebody responsible your acting captain, because if something goes wrong on that AP sheet that says the captain's responsible, you are still responsible for it. That is part of your responsibilities as captain.
Boom. Boom. Yeah, boom goes the dynamite. Also, JG, that was actually, I was just getting to that next question. Prodigy... I'm butchering it, but Prodigy over on Twitch asking, how do you get casted? And also asking, how do the lower ranking teams play? I can answer that first. The first part of that, how do you get casted? Basically, it's kind of a per chance thing. There's also you're gonna the higher up the ladder, generally speaking, the more likely you're gonna be noticed for casting. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to be diamond or whatever to get casted. You will see casts come from top to bottom on the ladder. We try to get everybody casted from all ranks, but there are a lot of teams in every season. We have more and more teams. We do also tend to have more and more casters and more casts happen each season, but I think it's season 2 or season 3 we stopped attempting to cast every team at least once. It's just not feasible anymore. It was something we tried to do in past seasons. So there's a fair chance that your team will not get casted, but otherwise use the hypo system on the website. If your friends and your teammates and your parents and anybody else who would end up watching that game, if they use the hype vote system, there's a little upvote check mark next to matches once they're released. Once they're scheduled, people can hype on that match, and the more hype votes it has, the more likely it will get casted. That's not a guarantee. There's a lot of other factors that come into how we choose which games are going to be casted. But yeah, the hype vote system. Also, if you accrue enough points on the VRML channels, Echo Arena VRML 1, Echo Arena VRML 2, I think. Channel 1, I know for certain. You can redeem those to be casted, to get a guaranteed casted match. Or it's not 100% guaranteed. Sometimes things just happen in a way that we're not able to get to you. Like your team might fall apart in 2 weeks, and we weren't able to get you in those 2 weeks. But generally, I'd say we're 95% successful with getting those games casted. So those are the two real ways to get your games casted. Also, having a buddy become a caster, and that sounds like it sounds like I'm being kind of jokey right there. But actually, the way the caster team, anybody can apply to be a caster. You just got to put some effort into your application, and I provide an example of you. And if you the only reason you want to be a caster is to cast your friends' teams, you can do that. There's no rule against that, and it would actually be fine with us because that means more games are getting casted. So honestly, if you have a friend that wants to cast your games and that's all he wants to do, and that's the only reason he's going to join the caster team, do it. You know what I mean? Get that guy in here. We'll train him up and get him casting. There's no other guaranteed ways to get your teams casted. The other big note, since we are starting a new season here, is do not ask the casters to cast your team. With over 400 teams, if we were fielding those questions all day, that's all we'd be doing. That's all we would be doing is answer those requests is to be casted. So do not DM the casters. Do not call the casters if you find their phone numbers. I don't know where you would have them, but yeah, don't bug the casters to be casted. Either they're going to cast you or they're not, or it's a buddy of yours and they're going to cast you anyways. Long-winded there. Also, the other part of that question, how do low-ranked teams play? I'm not really sure I understand the question. Ladder teams basically get your matches every Monday. Who hasn't talked in a while? Zeus. What goes on? Actually, that was you covered it. How Mondays work. Just touch on that again. How do those teams play each other once they get their matches?
So it's up to the teams to reach out to each other. And like I said, you have till Friday to get the match scheduled. You'll have to work with the other team to figure out times that work. Once you schedule it, we suggest getting on early and getting ready, inviting them to your lobby, and then you'll, in a private lobby, you'll play the match. Hope that answers the question.
Cool. And so now moving on, Twinkie Winky asked, I would like to know, would tourney trash talking be taught? I think it's actually an important question. And I don't know who to throw this at, so if anybody wants to respond to this question, are you allowed to talk trash in the game, out of the game? Like, what is kind of like, because there is a line. Where might you obviously don't want to define the line. We don't want to encourage trash talk necessarily, but there is a line. I don't know if anybody wants to pick that one up. No.
Happy to pick that one up if you want my line, Dimwee.
Well, I mean, the line that would actually get, like, if you and I were playing, what would I have to say to actually cross the line? Like, where's
well, first, you really can't say a whole lot because we don't have open comms during the games. Okay.
Fair.
So from that perspective, if you're talking trash to your team when the comms are closed, that's, there's not a whole lot we can do about it. But there's plenty of, and we've seen historically, anything that the mod team as a consensus looks at it and says, this is unsportsmanlike, you're running the risk of getting AP for it. So being competitive, talking a little bit of trash, waving your arms a little bit, that's one thing. But there's a common sense line of what's appropriate and what's not. And I think we just need to kind of live up to that standard, that standard of just be sportsman about it. We're playing a game, we're playing a sport, treat each other with respect and play the game.
Sorry about that. I was personally sorry, guys.
I was gonna say, if you wouldn't say it in front of a league governor or your mother, don't say it. But I like Torx more.
I don't know, stuff I would say in front of my mom, I wouldn't say in front of you, Psycho.
Okay, that doesn't, it doesn't count.
If you wouldn't say it in front of your religious leader, how about that? I mean, we all know what's appropriate and what's not. Just don't go there.
All right, so next up, Prime Gaming, or actually, I don't know why I keep getting this picked up. It's Ivan Thrive, in fact. How could someone check how much AP they have?
So you can go to the My Profile tab on the VRML website. There is a number there that will tell you how much AP you have.
Boom, there you go. Husky Boy also asking if you get too much AP, will you get banned? Yes. Ultimately, that's the end. That's kind of the end product of if you get too much AP. That's not. It's pretty hard to get there, and you're going to get suspended many times before you get for longer and longer before you get fully banned. But yeah, there is a threshold. Go ahead, Nolan.
The threshold on that is 50 AP. Once you reach that number, you are banned from VRML, and that is not game specific. That is across the entire league.
Yep. And something I didn't cover earlier, but since the question came up, we did adjust the thresholds a little bit for season 5. It used to be a 1 week, a 3 week, a 6 week, and then you were gone for the season. Now we've added in some extra thresholds and adjusted the points values. So 10 points is give you 1 week, 16 will give you 3 weeks, 22 gives you half of the season, which is now 6 weeks. 32 gives you 3/4 of the season, which is 9 weeks. 42 gets you the entire season, and then 50 gets you a permanent ban.
Yep, and we will not be adjusting any suspensions given on the old system for this new season. If you got a seasonal for something you did last season, it will stay until that season was up.
All right.
You knew the punishment when you did it.
Yep.
I also saw the question. I saw the question earlier. There's no prize for the highest AP either. Just be aware of that.
Yep.
And since there is one,
there is Psych wins the prize if there is one. But there another question that just popped up on this same subject. The points do roll off of your record after 180 days. So from the day you get the AP points, those are good for 6 months. If you do something wrong in the next 6 months that push you over a suspension, you'll get suspended. If you behave yourself for the 6 months, the AP disappears. So keep that in mind.
Also, moving on, I want to shout out Christian Travis over on Facebook. Asked, "How do we get casted?" We did cover that. Basically, your chance to get casted are hype votes on the matches page once your match is scheduled, or redeeming your channel points when watching Echo Arena VRML. I'm Prodigy. Oh, so you asked it. You're asking it everywhere. That's awesome. I just wanted to really engage with Facebook. You gave me the opportunity to engage with Facebook finally. So thank you for that. Next up, so this is kind of a broader. So I don't. This question I don't feel is totally on topic for this, but it's somewhat relevant, and it's from Vacant in the chat, and I feel like some people might have this question, might wonder. So the question is VRML ultimately staffed to handle season 5 efficiently, or do you think it may be a little short-staffed, which could cause delayed responses and issues tickets? And I want to just take a moment and note that VRML is quote unquote staffed by volunteers. Everyone here is a volunteer. We do this out of passion and love for the game. We want a big, thriving, successful, competitive scene. And if you're wondering why I'm speaking in such broad terms, it's because it's hard to say that we're quote unquote appropriately staffed, because the growth has been amazing. And we do try to keep up with that, and it's at times it is a lot. There's a lot of the when I talk very passionately about how hard the governors work and how much how much credit they're due without being served that credit. The amount of work, the amount of hours they get put in here, these are literally full-time jobs that are volunteer only. So there may be an issue of you might consider it understaffing, but the fact of the matter is we're not staffed. We're just volunteers putting in the time that we can. And so especially with the growth we've seen, there will probably be, especially right at the start of the season, there will probably be delays on responses to tickets and things like that. And that's just the symptom of growth. Hopefully we can someday get to a point where that's not an issue. But growth has been absolutely amazing. It's kind of a double-edged sword there, I think, in my opinion. I think did someone light up? Somebody else want to add on to that?
I really appreciate the credit for the governor, but I'm going to say the league moderators do an insane amount as well. You guys, seriously, seasons wouldn't happen if it weren't for the work of the league moderators, putting together the list of teams for the qualifiers, getting everybody ready for season 5, holding events like this, dealing with tickets, monitoring the server for all of your questions. Like, really, your moderators do a lot. So when they take more than a day to handle your ticket, have a little bit of patience, please, is all I'm asking.
I'd qualify that too as well, Psych, is that, we get those tickets in and everybody wants a quick response, and we want to get the ticket done as quickly as possible as well. But we're not just looking at what you're presenting and say, yep, this is a decision. Okay, we operate it very much as a team. We gather all of the information. If we have to reach out to other players or other captains to get different perspectives and more information, we do that. We gather all of the information before we make a decision. We're not just picking on somebody or targeting somebody. We've got to do this in an organized process, and process takes time. So you got to be a little bit patient with us, that we're trying to do our best for you and for everybody else in the league. Give us a little bit of time to do that.
All right, moving on. I now have a few more questions. The questions, we've still got a few important questions I want to get answered. We've been going for about 40 minutes. We will cap this at an hour. So if we end up going an hour, that will be we'll be going just for an hour. So getting your questions now. I'm trying to keep up with them. Twitch chat has been really active. It's awesome over there on Twitch. Of course, the Discord has devolved into Discord spam, but it's still moving along here. We've got. So Ranga12 asks, for the Americans who don't understand promotion and relegation, how do we move up in the ranks? One, how do you move up on the ladder? And two, how do you go from the ladder to master tier? I don't know who might want to take this one.
So the main part of the ladder is it's a pretty conventional ELO MMR system. So you're assigned an MMR. It's a matchmaking rating. It's a rating of how good your team is. If you haven't played before, there's a default starting value. If you have, it'll be based on where you placed previously. You win a game, and you will either gain or lose MMR, depending on whether you win or lose the match. And you will gain more MMR for beating a higher level team and less MMR for beating a lower level team. And you'll just move up and down the ladder in that fashion. The ladder is just ordered by who has the highest matchmaking rating. As you look at the ladder to figure out which league you're in, there's certain percentages of the ladder that are each league. I think they were posted a while ago. I don't think they're changing between season 4 and season 5. So certain percentages of the ladder are each of the leagues. It goes bronze, silver, gold, and then plat, and then diamond, and each one of those has 4 subdivisions, with 4 being the highest. So you'll just move up through there. Once you get to the certain percentage of the ladder, you get the next highest league. And then if you get to the very, very top of the ladder, right at the top of Diamond 4, if you finish a cycle in the top 6 positions of Diamond 4, you get to participate in the Challenger Cup. And the Challenger Cup is a tournament between those top 6 ladder teams and the 2 Master Tier teams that finished at the bottom of the Master Tier round robin. And that it's an 8-team double elimination tournament, and the top 2 teams from that tournament play in Master Tier in the next cycle. So if the teams that were bottom of Master Tier in the previous cycle win that tournament, then Master Tier doesn't change. But if some Diamond teams beat those Master teams, then they take their spot in Master Tier. So you work your way all the way up through the ladder and finish right at the very tippy top of the ladder, and then you can compete in the Challenger Cup for the shot to get into that Master League. And the Master League just plays a round robin each cycle, and then has their Elite Cup at the end of each cycle. And then Master Tier teams get to participate in finals right at the very end of the season and compete for all of the wonderful prizes.
All right, thank you very much, Aeronite. And I'll actually throw this one at Twerk Mandy just because I saw him just answer this one in Twitch. So I'll throw it at you, Twerk, and if anyone wants to add on to Twerk. Bruce the Animal said, we saw a very long break between Season 4 and Season 5. In the future, are things in line? So the break between Season 5 and Season 6 will be shorter.
I think it's a good question, but I would also caveat it saying I know from the player's perspective, it seems like a long break. We haven't had matches since October. You're getting a little antsy to play. From the mod team and the government team perspective, the break, any break, no matter what the break is, we're always trying to do more and improve things and make things better for the entire league. So the break time is really our time to try and get those things done behind the scenes so that the next season is even better than the last. Now, with that said, me, Psych, Princess, Nolan, we've talked about this at length, and we've talked about it with the rest of the mod team. We are committed that we will get the seasons to where we have consistent season length and break length moving forward. We don't know what those details look like just yet, but we are absolutely committed. We need to be able to plan better, and we need to let the league members plan better. Psych?
Yes. That.
All right.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
Pat.
I think you
I'm
said
sorry,
everything.
I'm working on other
That's-
things in the meantime. It
all
never
good.
ends, guys. It really never ends.
So,
Thank you.
I'll
It
move
really
over
doesn't.
to. I'll move over to Speedy over on YouTube. I'm finally getting to you, Speedy. I want to do. I've basically got a backlog of questions I'm moving through. So Speedy over on Twitch asked. So there's a new rule saying that only captains can switch teams in the game, and I presume that's if there's some sort of issue you need to talk to the other team. I presume he's referring to a rule. I'm not actually sure of this. Is there a new rule that says only captains can switch teams to communicate? Is that true? And if so, can co-captains also switch, or is it captains only? And what do they do if the captains are not there? Anyway.
Is that rule only?
Is that a rule?
I'm trying to find it.
I
It is. We
don't
did add a
believe it
rule.
has- Yeah, it should be anyone on the team can switch. There are certain
Yes.
conditions under which you can switch.
Okay.
And like it is explicitly listed in the rules what reasons you can switch teams for and what reasons you cannot. So please follow that. But anyone on the team can switch. So it doesn't matter if the captain is present or not. We would recommend that the captain do so because they're supposed to be leading the team, but it does not have to be the captain.
Also, he has one more question. Who was the most recent mod here? Is it Torque? Is Torque the most recent?
No.
No,
Is this-
I'm
Yeah,
the most
it's
recent
Ollie
mod.
and Ryan.
Ollie and
Yeah,
Ryan.
Ollie.
So actually, Ryan, confirm first that you can speak. Ryan, can you speak?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, Ryan. Speedy also asked, how do you become a mod?
Well, the way I became a mod, or I thought about it, is I just applied via the application, and due time, I just got accepted by the staff.
So
Yeah,
the
by
application, where can we find that application? Do you know off the top of your head?
In the announcements is where I found mine, so I was.
It's also in links and roles channel.
Yep.
There is the production, moderator, and governor applications open.
All right, there you
Those are
go.
always open.
And they're always open. Apply.
We will be
Mm.
taking them in as we need some other predictions.
The mod
Hey,
team
Dimwee,
is
I
so
got
close
one
to
that you-
finish each other's sandwiches.
Exactly. Dim, I got one that you missed in Twitch that I thought was important.
I may not have missed it. I may just not have gotten to it yet, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. There was one, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to scroll back through the entire mess, talking about VRML territory and how the AP applies across
Oh,
the
yeah,
territory.
that was actually, I actually had that was just further down. There's actually questions before that I haven't gotten to yet, but we can go ahead and touch on that because they also that was ASBT3 asked how can you touch on how AP applies across quote unquote VRML territory, and the second question was can you release the MMR change formula you use? I only throw that on because we can answer that one real quick. No, MMR is private, it's secret. Not even we have access to the MMR stuff. So MMR questions, a lot of people know at this point there's not a whole lot of wiggle room on information on specifics to MMR. So what you see on the website is basically what we all get. But yeah, so back to that first question, can we touch on how AP applies across the quote unquote VRML territory? How does that apply?
Well, that's it. Everybody saw the announcement, or almost everybody should have seen the announcement by now. And, you know, it was a decision at the board and the governor level that we were going to restrict our territory a little bit. And it makes sense. We were just talking about tickets taking too long. Well, the more tickets we have, the longer it takes. And when we have tickets dealing with stuff that's so far out of what the league handles, we still have to handle those tickets. So that takes even more time. All right. So the decision was made. We're going to contract the territory down specifically to the league Discord servers, the league matches, the HQ server, the ticket server, the things that we have direct control over. We're not saying don't report people's misconduct. Please do. Just report it to the right sources. So if somebody's attacking you in DMs, Discord is the place to go. If somebody's being toxic in a pub or in a scrim that is not a league match, please report it to RAD. We want the community to get cleaned up of those toxic elements so that we can all have a good time. As far as how AP applies, the threshold for that is tricky. If the conduct reaches the point where that player would get banned from the league, and think what I'm saying there, banned from the league, that's a 50 AP penalty. So they can't just do one little thing. We have to have evidence that they have done significant things repeatedly to where we can count up and say, okay, well, that's 5, that's 10, that's 10. Okay, you've hit 50. In order for us to be able to act outside of VRML territory. Okay, we will act if it is ban worthy. If it is an egregious code of conduct violation, we absolutely will act. But we're not saying don't report it, but understand that we are restricted by the territory now. Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me.
Before we move on to the next question,
Good.
we said that it wasn't the acting captain or captain that can switch teams. It is. I just read the rule. Wanted to clarify that the captain or acting captain at the time is the only one that can switch
Yep.
sides. Now. So I think we said otherwise a couple minutes ago.
I mean,
Wanted to
I
clear that
think
up.
it's worth saying that I think it's fair that anyone could be the acting captain. Like if the captain is the issue for the pause, or like they go to get a drink during the pause or something, anyone can be the acting captain then. We recommend the captain does it, but I don't think we would punish anyone
Yep.
if
The
someone else.
problem is we do not want multiple people switching over
Yes.
at once.
Yes.
It should just be one. Just one person.
Yeah.
But-
It shouldn't be the captain
yeah.
switching over, going back, and then somebody else switching over and going back. That's not appropriate.
Yes.
The Twisted asks, this is really important, so I'm going to bump this one ahead. Twisted asks, will I get banned for winning against the mod on a pub? Yes.
It's true. You should just give up if you see me in a pub. And
I've
tell me
banned
to
so
come
many
over
people
and-
this week because I've been playing so many pubs. I lose all the time. You're all banned. No, no, of course
Don't
not.
worry, Twisty. He's not banning you for that. I'm
all
the one
right,
that
so
carries that hammer.
I will. Third Decade on Twitch a while ago brought up sub availability on the website. So the issue they're having says there are currently 39 active subs and only 2 are available to our team. Can you find subs outside of VRML? Do they have to register? Thanks. So I mean, basically, yeah. But anyone kind of want to touch on the subsystem real quick?
I haven't heard Ryan talk in a while. I volunteer Ryan.
I am here. Can you relay the question again? Sorry, I was.
How does the substitute system work? I don't know if Ryan would actually have much experience, and I don't know if Ignite has really used it. They
That's
usually just pick
true.
up.
No, we don't really use any
Rocker.
substitutes, but it's more or less about getting a person that you're relying on and that will be consistent to be able to show up to your matches. And then once you have that single player, like for us at least, it's like
all right,
rocks,
I'm gonna stop you real quick.
go for it.
Not that
Wait,
kind of
does it know
substitute.
any
League
subs?
substitute. They want to know how the league substitute system
Oh,
works.
league substitute.
See, that's what I mean. I don't know if Ryan really has much experience with that system, so I don't know
No,
if
we
Ryan
don't.
is
I don't.
the one to answer this question. It's like,
No, I
You know,
don't.
Psycho
I
was the top NA League sub last season at one point, so maybe she's the best.
maybe Psycho should be the one to answer this question.
I mean, it's kind of like the same thing though. Like as long as you're like consistent and able to attend matches as a league sub, then more teams will want to pick you up, and then eventually, when you have enough time, you'll be able to join like a real team. You know.
Yeah,
I
but you
think
still
I think
have
a
to be
league sub's like a
registered.
great thing to get into for sure. As long as you
It
have enough
definitely
time
is.
to be able to consistent like be able to attend all the matches
All
and
right.
such.
So to answer the question directly, can you find subs outside of VRML? No. They have to be. Do they have to register? Yes, they have to be registered because subs work on an MMR system, and sometimes, especially when they're brand new subs, it might not seem fair or correct, but they have to play some games in order to set that MMR level, and that's what. So you're seeing 39 active subs, only 2 available to your team. That's because one of the big things right now, all the subs just got reset. So all the subs have to re-register. That's one thing I think Psychic covered at the beginning. Subs all have to re-register right now. So you're going to see a lot of subs are out of your, most subs are out of your range. You're not going to see very many right now because there aren't very many have re-signed up just yet. So give it some more time. There should be more subs available. But no, you cannot reach outside of the subs that are quote unquote available to you because you will get in trouble for that. I don't know the exact punishments for it. Psycho, what if you use a sub that's not if that's outside of your MMR plus or minus, what happens? What do you get for that? What happens for that?
You're
is-
guaranteed a week's suspension.
Yeah, this
So,
is one of the harshest
yeah.
ones on the sheet. Your first offense, both the captain that used an illegal sub and the illegal sub both get 10 AP. That is an automatic 1-week suspension. And then after that, it's 6 for each repeat offense, which you might think, oh, that's not as bad. No. We did specifically 6 because that puts you up to the next suspension every single time. So you're going to get a week suspension to start with, and then if you do it again, you're going to get 3 weeks.
And then any sub that participates in a match illegally, that match will be forfeited.
Yep.
The scores
It's
will
not
not
worth
stand
it.
for that.
So you lose
Don't
the
do
match
it.
and you take a week off. Just don't.
Yeah.
You can run the VRML sub
There you go.
at player at team name, and it will tell you if that sub is eligible for that team.
And for the subs, make sure you're going and looking to make sure you're eligible. Just what we just said, you will get AP if you sub illegally as well. All right. So make sure you can go onto the website and look. You'll see a little orange bar next to the team names in the ladder rankings. It will tell you, and that little orange bar tells you I'm eligible to play for that team. If they don't have that little orange bar on the left side, don't play that game.
And for subs out there, I recommend you take a picture before the match that you were eligible for that team. If something happens where your MMR is moved out of range after the match, we will have to verify that you were able to play at the time.
All right, so we're at the 55-minute mark, so we're only going to go for less than 5 more minutes. There's 2 here I can bust through real quick. Jupiter asks, "Will there?" This is from over on YouTube. Will there ever be a change in badges to badges in the future? That's all something up to Rad. Rad designed the badges. Rad, that's kind of their thing. It's up to them. I would say it's impossible to say there won't be changes to the badges in the future, but it's also impossible to say if there will be, when, how, or anything like that. So it's kind of a hard question to answer, but it is it's mostly because it's Rad. The badges are Rad's thing. Assigning them, getting them out to people appropriately is our thing, but actually designing them is Rad's thing. Also, over on Twitch, the real Accelerate says, "I have a great question. Can I half cycle in Strem?" No. Half cycling is illegal in VRML, although it's not something that gets you banned in the game generally. But stremming will get you banned in the game by Rad. So just don't strem. If you're wondering what stremming is, there's actually some videos on YouTube you can find. We're not going to describe it here. So that's 2 out of the way. The only other one I have, I think, and if anybody has been collecting questions as well, feel free to pop them out there. But I figure if this is our last one, this would be a fun little one to end off on, if that makes sense. It's from over on Facebook, Kaidaski asking, on the subject of growth, how is Season 5 shaping up in terms of size compared to previous seasons? What further growth do you predict forecast for the next few seasons? So the first thing I'll say is I follow the almost minutely the growth of the VRML Discord, the Echo Arena VRML Discord server. The mods here can tell you I do kind of a tracker, an update thing every few weeks. Well, I'm back to it now. I did it regularly in Season 3. But we're actually fewer than 200 users away from 10,000 users in the Echo Arena VRML Discord server. And that is just over the last year. In the last year, we have in that first month, I think we hit like 2K real quick in the first month or two. And over the last year, we've grown 8,000 users in this Discord server. That is amazing. Obviously, there's fake accounts and whatever else in there, but it's so awesome to see that continued growth. So growth has not stopped. Has not stopped at all. Also, waiting to see how many teams there are. I'm really hoping we start week 1 with more than 400, because that means week 2 we'll have 450 plus. So I'm really hoping for that. But yeah, as far as we expect the biggest season that we expect, especially after the Christmas bump. Christmas was huge in terms of numbers. We're really excited about those numbers. Sorry, Nolan, were you going to say something?
No, I wasn't. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're really excited about the growth. Growth has been amazing. Growth has not stopped, and every few years we see it increase by an order of magnitude. Literally, it's been amazing, and I believe we're about to see one of those foldovers again. I believe, in my personal opinion, 2022 is a big year for Echo Arena, for VRML, for Echo Arena, VRML, for all of us, for VR sports generally. I think we're gonna have an amazing year this year. But.
I'll go on record, Dimly. We're going to hit 7,000 players before the end of Season 5.
That would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing. So, with that, that's all. We're a minute away from an hour. Good job, everybody. A round of applause. I wish I had a soundboard so I could do like a round of applause. Like an audience clapping, right there. And obviously, my voice is still ruined. I should not have done this today. But yeah, Eddie, closing remarks, mods. Anything you guys want to say before we get out of here? No.
Psych.
Hope
you
we
go
have a great
first.
season. I hope we have a great season.
So yeah, we're going to
Uh,
let Psychic go ahead.
Yeah, I just hope we have a good season. I hope everybody has fun, follow the rules. I just want to see VRML do well this season. I'm super excited.
Nolan?
And Dad makes a
Same.
good point. Please read the rules.
Please read the
We
rules.
didn't just write them
Please.
for fun.
Read the rules, play the game, have fun, make our jobs boring. Okay.
Also, hi, Phanom. Welcome. Joined us a
Hello.
little bit in there. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining. We had over 200 people at one point in the Discord server listening in. We've had over 50 people on Twitch listening in. I know YouTube had, we were in the tens at one point, which, and you're going, the tens, but it's YouTube. You know, Facebook, I don't know what the numbers were at all. I have no idea. I don't know how Facebook works. I can't figure it out. But yeah, that's it. So thank you, mods. Thank you, everyone, for listening, joining in. Share this video. It's going to be immediately available on the YouTube channel because we streamed it there. So it's available there. Share it around. Give it to your teammates. Give it to your friends' captains, your team's captains, your buddy captains. Give it to everybody. Make sure everybody gets a listen in here and is up to date on everything that's going on this season. So yeah, once again, thank you. I've been Matsuri, and we have been the mods for VRML. We thank you very much, and you all have a good night. And I'm going to hit the